Another Pro PC from MSI. You may remember I recently checked out the QB5 10M, which was their Nux-sized mini PC, and it walked away with our Gold Award. Well, today they sent over this all-in-one, and it's the Pro 24X 10M, for me to give it the once-over. The Pro 24X arrived in a brown cardboard box, and the packaging material is a nice high quality foam which surrounds the PC inside, so it's no surprise that it made it to me with no issues. Removing the contents, we are greeted with the Pro 24X itself and the metal V-shaped foot which attaches to the stand easily using the thumb screw. Finally, a small box reveals some documentation, a cloverleaf or C5 power cable, a Chicone 90-watt power brick and a bag of screws. I've seen from other reviews that a branded MSI keyboard and mouse are also included, so you can get to work straight away. However, none was sent with this review sample. A quick look around the Pro 24X, starting right at the bottom, we can see the V-shaped foot attaches to the arm. I immediately noticed that the arm was quite short, so it sits no higher than a large laptop. I'd recommend purchasing a stand for this to bring it up to eye level for extended use and to alleviate any strain. Above the foot and the arm we can see the all-in-one PC itself, and from the front it looks just like a standard MSI monitor with a small MSI logo in white on the bar at the bottom. It's safe to say now that a gunmetal colour has been selected for the Pro 24X, though MSI are calling it silver. Other than the metal foot and arm, the rest of the construction is plastic throughout. The monitor itself is a non-touch 23.8-inch Full HD 1920 by 1080 IPS panel utilising MSI's anti-flicker technology. Around the edges the panel has an ultra-thin bezel which does give it the clean, minimalist aesthetic MSI are clearly going for, but creates the problem of where to put a webcam. MSI decided to not include one on the Pro 24X, which in my opinion is a poor choice, considering it's designed to be used in professional and commercial environments, and now more than ever, people are working from home. This is a glaring omission, and I would have rather seen a small one in the lower bezel over not having one included at all, especially when competitors' products include them in interesting varieties. Do you agree here though? Voice your opinions in the comments below. Moving around to the rear, we can see the housing for the Pro 24X's internals is located in the lower half before squaring off and leaving a low profile for the rest of the monitor up the top, with an attractive design throughout and ventilation holes on the rear panel at the top and the bottom. Now we're here, let's take a look at the I/O. From left to right we have a slot cover which can be locked in place with a crosshead screw. Opening the door reveals a metal tray in which a 2.5-inch hard drive or SSD can be installed. Here you would need the screws provided to install the hard drive or SSD to the tray, which can then be reinstalled to add additional storage. Moving on, we have the power jack, 4 VESA mount holes, so it's good to know that the Pro 24X has the ability to be mounted using other options. Next to that is a Kensington lock slot, and finally the rear I/O. The rear I/O itself consists of dual Gigabit LAN ports for redundancy. MSI are promoting this with their use of an exclusive BIOS which, quote, is the best way to secure your data and prevent the hacker. A HDMI port for adding a second external monitor, 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports and 2 USB 2.0 ports. Continuing around to the side I/O, we find a blue LED hard drive indicator light, 2 more USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, separate 3.5mm headphone and microphone jacks, and a power button at the bottom, which is in the ideal location as it is easily accessible from the front. A distinct lack of any USB Type-C ports here is disappointing, limiting all USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports to a 5 gigabit a second transfer rate. Adding Type-C would add USB power delivery and a higher transfer rate. Let's not forget the fact that QB5 mini PC did actually have one included. Moving back to the front, from a few feet away the display panel looks brilliant. The problem is once you are closer it appears grainy and text is blurry and underwhelming. It would make a better entertainment system as photos look bright and video looks clear and crisp with accurate colours. Wide viewing angles from the IPS panel here are also a plus. Knocking it back down to earth though are the poor quality speakers included. They are just shocking with tinny, muddy and flat sounds, and a complete lack of bass is a big disappointment. MSI can and have done better here and are very experienced in crafting laptops with excellent sound, which makes this all the worse. Adding external speakers using the 3.5mm jack or Bluetooth is a viable option. The speakers aren't the system's only audio issue though. The Pro 24X emits constant fan noise even when sitting idle. An internal cooling fan spins constantly and is clearly audible when seated in front of the system, and the fan's speed increases and grows louder during basic office tasks and was very audible while running benchmarking testing. MSI have promoted a server-grade thermal module on their product page, but are going to need to program a less aggressive and loud fan curve in the next BIOS tweak. Let's move on to the specifications. The MSI Pro 24X comes with a choice of 3 low-powered Intel Core U processors. The i3-1011U, a 2-core 4-thread CPU running at 2.1 GHz boosting to 4.1. The i5-10210U, a 4-core 8-thread running at 1.6 and boosting to 4.2. And the i7-10510U, which is a full-core 8-thread running at 1.8 boosting to 4.9. All CPUs have a 15-watt TDP configurable to 25 watts and include the Intel UHD 620 graphics chipset. This sample came with the i7-10510U. 2 DDR4 sodium RAM slots support a max of 64 gigs, 2666 RAM. This unit came with 16 gigabytes. Intel wireless AC Wi-Fi makes an appearance with the dual band 3168 NGW card installed. This also offers Bluetooth 4.2 out the box. Storage comes in the way of a 512GB M.2 NVMe SSD, and thanks to this, using the PC felt snappy and responsive. Testing. PC Mark 10 is the only way to go here, testing essentials, productivity and digital content creation. With an essentials score of 8,640, productivity score of 7,097, digital content creation score of 3,011, the overall PC Mark 10 score was 4,082. Highlighting essentials and productivity with good overall scores, it's clear the MSI Pro 24X will be a good choice for professional and commercial environments. Digital content creation score considerably lower, meaning while possible, large content creation projects, e.g. photo and video, should probably be left to more powerful systems. Running a couple of light 3D benchmarks, Skydiver delivered a score of 4,443, while Night Raid came in with 5,496, so light gaming is capable on the Pro 24X. All the links to the results are in the description below. Roundup time. So with the testing results, it's clear the MSI Pro 24X is a very capable all-in-one PC, designed for home, office and commercial environments. At home, it can be used as a media PC, home office PC, or general home daily use cases like internet, video, word processing, and emails. It would also be right at home in office and commercial environments, performing similar tasks, and has added productivity factors like the HDMI ports to add a second external monitor or projector, etc, etc. It is quite the aesthetic piece too, with a nice grey/silver lower bar on the front, sides and rear, which give a metallic appearance to match the metal arm and the metal foot. I'd like to have seen the arm a little bit longer as I was looking down to the screen like I would using a laptop. Again, the lack of a webcam on an all-in-one product designed for a professional and commercial environment is a shame, and I would like to see one added in a future revision. Laptops, including them with a privacy barrier, are becoming increasingly popular, and MSI are a well-established company with the capability to add this to a high standard. Mentioning I/O, a total of 4 USB 3.2 Gen 1 ports, 2 USB 2 ports, HDMI out, separate headphone and microphone jacks, VESA mounts and a Kensington lock. It's just a shame that a lack of any USB Type-C ports are here, as it makes the I/O look a bit dated. That being said, the dual LAN ports with the rollover and BIOS protection is fantastic and adds a level of internet protection not usually seen on computers. Internally, AC Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.2, an included 512GB NVMe SSD, and the ability to add more storage with the tray on the back is a great addition. CPU temperatures under the heaviest PC Mark 10 workload peaked at around 70 degrees, which shows that whilst the PC has an aggressive fan curve and can be loud at points, it does adequately cool the processor during demanding workloads. Again, I feel like this could still be tweaked to not be so aggressive during lower demand workloads, the sort of random fan speed spikes and high noise levels. Finally, the option of either the Intel Core i3, i5 and i7 CPUs are great depending on the customer's situation and or preference. So with this being an attractive 24-inch all-in-one PC with an Intel Core i7-10510U, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, a 512GB NVMe SSD, Intel AC Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.0, and a copy of Windows 10 Home with some MSI software, it's fair to see an asking price of $749.99 UK at box.co.uk. Big thanks to MSI for sending the Pro 24X all-in-one PC in for review. I've been Dave for Player TV. Voice your opinions in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Like if you liked, dislike if you didn't. Subscribe, hit the bell, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.